All right. Hello, everybody. We are back at it with another match, and this is a really good matchup. We have Jeremy Seaman versus Leanne Hanto. These guys are very evenly matched in terms of Fargo rate, so it'd be really interesting to see how this shakes out here. I think I got uh, Toe at a 769 Fargo and Seaman at a 764 Fargo. So that should be pretty interesting to see how this one shakes out. See if I can get someone in here to help me out with commentating here. Oh, that was not a good rack. Jeremy breaks those balls, and you can see not just did the balls not open up, they remain clustered in there in the pocket, and definitely not a good spread. Melina, get in here, man. I need some help. We had like 17 commentators last match. Now it's just me. Oh, brother. Yap won that one, Tony. I mean, Troy over Tony. It was 4-3, 4-3, and in both sets, Tony had a chance to win that case game but couldn't get there. All right, he took on the bank shot there and he missed it. So Jeremy's going to get back to the table. So I just talked to Martin, who's there with the device, and apparently there's a lot of people sitting at that table, and the table's not that stable, which is why we get some shaking sometimes. But let's just hope it kind of levels out a little. Yeah, this is pretty much a dead even match on paper, so we'll see. Wow. Good shot there. Right, so he's got some work to do here on the 4 ball. He doesn't have a ton of angle here, but he might be able to work the cue ball over into that 9 ball, but it's pretty close. He's actually looking at the 4-9 combination. Can he draw back towards the center of the table? And that opens up a lot of possibilities. If that 4-9 is on and he gets cue ball to the center of the table, he can make that roll into like the 10 ball there, maybe play the 4 on the side and be in great shape. So he's kind of looking at what he's got here. Yeah, little Chris. Apparently, there's a whole bunch of people sitting at that table where the tripod is, and it's shaking like crazy. I do apologize. Hey, Jonathan, this is Joey Ryan from Pool Player Podcast. I'm here by myself on this match so far, but I have a few other people that might be joining. Thanks so much for tuning in. Yeah, he's looking at exactly where it looks like he's not too concerned about the 4-9 combination. It looks like he's trying to eyeball exactly where he wants cue ball to track to kind of open up some opportunities here. He's got to develop this. And that didn't work out quite like he hoped. The 4 ball went down behind the 7, as you can see. The 10 ball went up table, but he has no shot. I fully expect him to kind of kick behind this now, get the 4 ball up maybe behind the 8 ball. Man, this table's getting brutal. Sorry, guys. Hey, Melina, you here?
Yo, can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, we got I got Martin there at the venue. I'm telling him that the camera's shaking a lot, and he said there's a bunch of people at the table, so it's kind of too late to do anything. And I was like, just go up and ask him not to shake the table. So we'll see if he can pull that off.
Yep, I'd say we're in a bad game there, buddy.
We're in a bad game. I don't know.
All right, so who do we got here, Joey? Jeremy Seaman?
Jeremy Seaman versus Leanne Hanto. And very even matchup on paper. Toe is a 769. Fargo Seaman's a 764. Seaman really had the first good opportunity here. Made a good shot on the 1 ball. Came down, had to play a 4-9 combo. The kind of the story of this rack, though, as he kicks this ball, and I don't know that he's going to get a rail here. He's not. It's going to be ball in hand, and early 10s are valid, so that might be what happens here. But the story of the rack was Jeremy broke the balls and just slugged himself to death, and it was just a terrible spread that didn't work out for him. I don't know much about Toe. I do, just looking at him, he looks like he's a little bit older, got some salt and pepper hair, maybe more experienced. Obviously, is a 769 Fargo, the guy can play. That's you would know, right? That's about your Fargo, right, Mike?
Oh, no doubt. Except, no, I was gonna say I was trying to mix up the numbers, but that don't even work for my Fargo. I
you have none of those 3 numbers in there.
No, none of them for sure. It's funny about Toe because I remember seeing him in Vegas with Sharik and Yap quite a bit, and in my head I was like, maybe he's the translator, and then come to find out that he ended up playing pretty sporty. Saw him play a few matches myself, and yeah, he plays pretty fantastic.
All right, so someone saw that we didn't have many commentators in here, and he jumped into the rescue. It's Lil Chris. Lil Chris, say hi to Melina.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, Mike, how's it going, man?
How you doing, Chris? Good to see you again.
Yeah, I finally figured out where that picture you sent me came from. So I want to still thank you personally for that one. It's an autographed picture of Dennis Orcollo. Which match was that he won against Shane Van Boening?
Yeah, that was the very first Shane and Dennis, the best one in my opinion.
Nice.
Right after Dennis makes the winning 9 ball, and all hell kind of broke loose, and I was just, it's tough because I want to like enjoy the moment, right? And I want to take the moment all in, but then I had my camera with me, so I was trying to capture the moment too.
All right.
And when I went back and found it, I found that little gem, and was absolutely my favorite by far. So, but shout out to him. He did a great job. Ordered a bunch of, and he ordered probably like 5 or 6 of them from me, for guys like you and Nate and a few other people that he works with. So, really just stand up move. And I only printed up maybe 20, but I got to go to the printing store before I leave for South Carolina because I printed up another 20. And I'll have those available soon. I'll get Dennis to go and sign them. But then there was another photo that I had of that same match with Shane and Dennis together, and I'm gonna get them to go and sign it. So it'll be pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was just wondering if that story was ever going to end, but Seaman here is on the 2 ball.
What a
doesn't
jerk.
it doesn't look like the 2 ball goes into the bottom right. I think he's looking at the 210 here, guys.
Yeah, 210 combo and hide the cue ball behind the 8. Something like that.
Oh, I don't know if he can slide over that far, Chris, but he can definitely draw the cue ball back and create some distance, most likely. But he's looking at it. He's giving it a really good look.
Otherwise, just stand up safe, right? Just push the 2 past the 10 and roll the cue ball up next to the 3.
Well, it's not out of the question to cut the 2 ball to the bottom left pocket. The cue ball would track into the 3, and then you'd just be hoping for something. But he's playing the combo. Combos do count. Martingale, yeah, somebody's playing with the camera. In fact, the camera is mounted on a tripod, and apparently there's people sitting at the table banging into it. So we got our man on the scene, Martin Sawitsky, that we're trying to get to tell them guys to chill out. So I do apologize.
Joe is like the camera police. Jesus.
Yeah.
I would have no problem going up and say, "Hey guys, we're streaming and it's shaking the camera real bad. Do you mind just not like touching the table? What do you think this is? A table?"
This is IMAX pool, right? We get all the motion action to go with it.
Yeah. Hey, little Chris, you got a fan in here. Ron Johnson says hi. He's good to hear you on the stream.
That's my buddy. He's got a YouTube channel as well called Rack'em Jake. He's got a couple of videos on there. You know, so it's a buddy of mine, actually from Michigan, which is where this event is at.
Wow, bro, that was high pitched.
Couldn't help it.
Yeah, for sure, that was up there.
Couldn't help it.
Oh boy.
Which I think even Jeremy is I think the term is Michigander. Is that what they call themselves?
I guess, but Toe's a little disappointed in that shot. He wanted to come up a little short. And guys, this is the story of the last 3 days, people overrunning position. These tables are fast. And he wanted to have an angle where he could pocket the 3 and kind of slide into that 7 and free it up. But no, he did not get that. So he's going to have to deal with that 7 ball at some point. He's trying to be cautious of the shirt foul here. There's no referees on these outer tables, I don't believe, but it is all ball fouls.
Oh, that's got to be frustrating then, because if his shirt touches it, he's not going to be aware that his shirt is touching the ball. So if Jeremy were to call foul, like how do you resolve that dispute?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those that's just, I don't know. I don't ever think, well, how do you ever call a shirt foul without a referee seeing it? You know what I mean?
That's basically my point, right? It's like, it's obvious if a cue moves a ball, or if your hand moves a ball, or like something causes another ball to move as we're experiencing another earthquake. But when you're talking about like your clothing, or if you happen to have long hair or whatever, and it just happens to touch a ball, but the ball doesn't move, and the opponent that's not shooting is watching like a hawk and calls foul, well, what do you do literally as the shooter when you can't feel it, you're not aware of it? How would that even get resolved other than saying, okay, fine, it was a foul?
Yeah, that's a good point. So here, I don't think he wanted to be this steep on this ball. I think if he would have rolled a little more towards the center of the table, he could have drawn back across the table off 1, 2, possibly 3 rails and gotten behind the 7 in the side. It would have taken a heck of a stroke. But here, or he could have come inside English and gone around 3 rails and got that 7. But I don't know what he's going to do now. He seems to be a little stuck.
Everywhere he just put his cue makes me think he's setting up for a safety.
Everywhere he just put his cue, I hate for him to be on the 7 ball. Like, I don't see anything good about being there unless he's just going to float the cue ball up behind the 9 off the 7. So let's see what he does. That's not a bad strategy here, because trying to do too much, you're going to miss the 6. All kinds of stuff could happen. I like the way he hits the balls, though. Very relaxed. A little reminiscent of Aloysius Yap, who we just watched play Tony Robles. Like, doesn't seem to try to do too much.
Well, it makes sense. They're running partners, at least for the
Oh, is
American
he?
tour they're on right now.
Oh, is that right?
Hmm. Yep.
You know, Robert, it's a good question. He says, so wouldn't players rather play on a new, fast, slick cloth with great conditions? Yes and no. So they like the cloth fast for the most part. But whenever it's new like this, it slides a lot too. We saw a shot that Tony tried last game that was just literally impossible on new fast cloth where you got to slide the ball. He's going to come up short here. He's going to leave Jeremy an opportunity. If Jeremy tries to pocket the 7, they're probably going to need a ref. But it's also possible that Jeremy could try some form of two-way shot where he banks a 7 up towards that top left corner pocket. Kind of drags the cue ball down here, stays behind the 10 or the 8. But he's looking at cutting it, so I'm telling you, I'd get a ref on this one. At least the way it looks for me. Yeah, these pockets are pretty tight. I'm not exactly sure if they're 4 1/4. I have played on these tables. We've talked about it before. It's going to take the balls on the long rail a little more than a diamond would, but it does not take it as well to the pro side of the pocket. You know, Melina, I wanted to ask you about Jeremy. He's got a really high Fargo rate for someone that, you know, we haven't really seen out and about that much. Granted, we've had the pandemic, but what are your thoughts on his game? Great shot
Mm,
there.
nice shot by Jeremy. Yeah, I kind of had mixed feelings about his game. Where kind of like where I pegged him at. I saw him play McMinn. I think it was sometime last year, maybe right before the pandemic, and it wasn't even close. Um, and then I've seen him play a few times since then against players who um, I would have thought on paper were going to play better than him. But Jeremy can go and hold his own. It's it's tough because, like I said, he's a working man, so he only gets out and plays, but so much. He had messaged me right before this event started, or actually like right as it was starting with the bracket information, just to help me out, knowing what I do, and um, but he's one of these guys where I think he's on the cusp, and then maybe if he had the ability to go and take it more serious and be a full time professional, he can maybe get over the hump. But um, I like his chances here to at least make it competitive. But I think that it's like the old what is it like? It, I think that maybe Toe has played a better caliber player, up until this point of his career. Just
Yeah.
my opinion.
And Jeremy did not get that 8 in the side. That was a difficult shot. Ooh, see, there's my example, right? That ball will never go on a diamond. Not even a 4 1/2 diamond. That ball's not going.
He seemed like he's trying to just force it,
Yeah, it was. I just
or not force it,
complimented
but maybe
him.
like steer it.
Yeah, steer it. I was just complimenting him on what I thought was a pretty smooth, calm stroke, and then he did kind of almost jackknife that one. It's a good point, Troy. Pockets are going to play bigger with the new cloth. Okay, 2-0.
Cleaning up, and this is for a chance at the final 16.
That's
This round
correct.
that we've been seeing, yeah, this round that we've been seeing all day. Um, Once you go and make it past this round, you're in, and you're going to be part of the redraw. That'll be done later tonight, and then from here on out, it's all going to be single elimination. So big spot here.
Did I just see him pocket a ball and throw a different one out, or did he throw the same one out?
What do you
The
mean?
same one. He was cleaning the cue
Okay.
ball.
When they do the final 16 draw, is that going to be the single elimination style after that?
That's correct.
Okay.
just a bit of an update of the players that are through so far. Uh, Pius, who we saw him beat Roland Garcia earlier today. Kang Lee was on the TV table. He defeated Tyler Steyer. Aloysius Yap, of course, just defeated Tony Robles on the stream. Grabe defeated Francisco Sanchez Ruiz out on the TV table. Fedor made quick work of Fortunsky. And we have a few matches left that are still in play. So, and the guys who were on the winner side, they actually had the day off. So, ball down. He's gonna have a shot. Maybe.
You cutting this ball right in, low, Chris?
Yep.
He didn't even hesitate.
Thank you for that thorough breakdown of this shot, Chris.
Well, because I mean, as long as the one ball is far enough away from the ahead of the side pocket, the shape to the two ball should be rather natural just by cutting it in. And as we stated, or you stated yesterday, cutting versus banking. At least when you cut a ball, there's one less variable to worry about.
Now that's what I'm talking about, Chris. Thank you for that breakdown. Yeah, you got to take this on. I think you could cross the ball, set it over to the other side of the table, and leave the cue ball down behind the 10, and that kind of shot would hold you against 550 Fargo player or somebody. But when you're up at this level playing with these guys, you don't want to give them any chance to come up for error. You're up 2-0. You take this shot on, you cut it right in, and you get out.
Hit it good.
Beautiful.
Now, I would have imagined he wanted that cue ball to come further over, so that way he can cut the two ball into the corner pocket that he's going to shoot at, but have the cue ball come off the side rail for position on the three, practically in any corner pocket. But from a further cut angle here, I would imagine that the three ball might be going to the lower right. But from here, I can only imagine trying to force the cue ball up since he's grabbing his extension, or maybe even trying to draw back slightly over to the side rail. And I still would think the three is possibly going to the lower right corner pocket.
I think he's lining up to hit this with some left hand spin and really work the cue ball around that 10. Problem here is not only does he need to get around the 10, he needs to fade the 9 ball if he goes that route. And what we've seen is coming off multiple rails with a little bit of pace here. We were talking just what was the last game about the slide on this brand new cloth. Is it going to react the way that you think? So I'd be curious to see what he does here.
Well, he doesn't like something.
Yeah, on the TV table, it's on the TV table. It's a 30-second shot clock. On these outer tables, it's a 30-minute shot clock. And that's why I have you in here, Chris. Need somebody to laugh at my jokes. Oh no!
Oh, we went out.
See, your joke was that bad.
You broke the internet.
Hang tight, guys.
You broke
hang
the
tight.
internet, Joey Ryan.
Wait, Martin, what happened, Martin? Stand by. Don't leave us. All 185 of you across the platforms.
Joey just broke the internet.
Oh
my
no.
god. Yeah.
Jeez. Well, let's might as well just chat it up here, guys, until Martin gets back here, and we'll figure out what's going on. Mike, your camera, man, it's been dogging it all day. What's going on with your camera?
I don't know. It looks good on my end. I don't know.
Well, I have. I'm going to be searching on this other page here to see what's going on with this feed, guys. So bear with us. I know a lot of you guys just hang around anyway, which we really appreciate, but haven't seen any updates here from Martin, who is our cameraman on the scene. You know what might have happened, Mike? He might have went up and approached those people that were shaking the table, and they might have knocked him out and said, "Take your camera and get the heck out of here."
Yo, listen, the way that you were talking, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, I don't know where he is. Hmm. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any feeds coming in from Martin, and he's not answering my messages.
I would wonder if this starts to get to the point, because I know trying to do these live streams and stuff, and I'm gonna be talking complete nerd here because um, streaming over Wi-Fi, streaming over cellular data or anything like that is going to be very taxing on the mobile device, and trying to be able to possibly piggyback over any potential Wi-Fi that could be at that venue. You know, you can imagine that everybody is going to have their devices attached, so you're not going to be able to get reliable streaming from it. And so I'd always wonder if trying to invest in mobile hotspots would be the next thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a Wi-Fi issue. Yeah, we're trying. We're gonna try to get this back online. Hang tight. Uh, I think this has happened once before with Martin, and it was a battery issue. You remember that, Mike? Where
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think his
yeah,
phone died.
yeah, yeah. Because what you guys have to realize, he's hooked up to a phone or camera or whatever, and he had the backup battery packs, and his battery went down, and that's what happened. So stand by. Let's give it a few minutes. We'll see what's going on. By the way, have you caught any of Mark White's commentary on the stream table? I caught it yesterday. I haven't caught it today, but he did a cool video today showing us behind the scenes at the event on his Facebook page. If you guys haven't saw that, it's pretty neat.
I haven't. I've been busy working. I'm only just taking a break to hang out with everybody because I'm still working. All my work is over here on another computer.
Yeah. Well, let me maybe I'll give Martin a call here. Mike, can you give Martin a call?
Yeah, I'll hit him up.
Yeah, I'll
I'll be
turn
right
you off
back,
for a
boys.
second. Call him yeah. All right. So, all right, guys, here's the deal. I still got 162 of you guys holding on across all of these different platforms. We thank you for that. Stand by for a few minutes. Let's see if we can get this feed back up. It's just easier if you guys hang out. And if we do get it back up, then we'll just turn it back on nice and easy. Um, yeah, Roberto Franco said, let's talk about this Alex and Chohan match. Um, that's an interesting one. I watched a little bit of that last night. What a great time in pool, right? What a great time in pool. you know, last night you got the Shane and Chang match wrapping up. You had Dennis and Alex. Tony and Alex. And we had these streaming. We had the mainstream here, all kinds of stuff. And then next week in South Carolina, Omega TV has a bunch of big events. I mean, I don't have enough hours in the day to watch all this pool, but I'm trying. I don't know about
Yeah,
you, Chris.
I don't have enough time in a day, period, with everything that I try to do with managing a regular, actually an irregular 9 to 5 job, and then on top of everything else, trying to manage my YouTube channel, trying to manage my APA teams that I have for both 8 ball and 9 ball, and then of course to be able to create YouTube content. I do see in the chat though that Sean Wilkes is asking what's my Fargo rating. I just recently became a 641, and I'm trying to continue my climb. So like when I do have free time, I try to hit up tournaments to see if I can just keep climbing that ladder and reach 650. That's my current milestone as far as my Fargo rate is concerned. And if I hit 650, then I might actually try to push hard to see if I can actually maybe eventually cross that 700 bridge.
Well, you're going the right way. I'm going the wrong way. I'm going down, down, down. I'm down 15 Fargo points since I moved to Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was at 620 for the longest time, and this was prior to the Texas BCA state event. And ever since then, I've been on a slow, steady climb, and so far I've stopped at 641.
Yeah. Hey, Melina, your buddy Roberto Franco's in here. He was asking about, I guess, for us to banter a little on the Alex Tony match. I don't know if you caught any of that last night. I caught some of it. In fact, I want to say I caught it when Alex was up 8-6 and kind of made a mistake. Tony got to 8-7. What are your thoughts
Yeah,
on that matchup?
Tony started off pretty good. I think he was up something like 5-3. But uh, this ain't the same Tony that we saw play Chip Compton last time for a lot of money in Louisiana. And that's kind of part of the gamble that you go and get, the double gamble that is whenever you go and bet on Tony. And not sure which one's going to go and show up. Um, I think that while Alex has been playing really aggressive, his pocketing has been phenomenal on 4-inch pockets. And
Yeah.
Tony's just been giving up way too many opportunities and has been way too aggressive and loose. Where I think he needs to squeeze a lot more, especially for the amount of money that's on the line. Um, but yeah, no, Alex taking control, and Tony's gonna have to re-game plan here because he's down 14-8 right now.
Oh, is
So
he? I
he
wasn't
is,
following.
yeah,
14-8,
yeah.
guys. There's an update on the score. That's
Wow.
pretty crazy. Mike, do you know the streaming schedule for the Omega event next week? I mean, I know they got the doubles where they have. It's kind of the coolest doubles tournament I think I've ever seen. I saw the matchups today, or at least the the pairings, and you had like I think Jeanette Lee's playing with Billy Thorpe. You have Fedor and Christina. You know, a lot of like high profile uh, matchups there, or at least high profile teams going at it in that event. And then you got the ladies event, you got the men's event. You know what are they going to do out there from a streaming standpoint? Do you know?
Let me bring it up real quick. Okay, so the 26th through 29th is the 10 ball, $10,000 added. The 29th will also be the, well, 29th through something is going to be the speed pool, $2,500 added. 30th and the 1st is going to be the 9 ball mixed doubles, which is the list they released today with some just phenomenal matchups, like you said. The 9 ball main will be the 2nd and 3rd with $10,000 added. There's going to be a Banks that's sponsored by Q-Tech with $3,000 added the 29th and 30th. And in the middle of all that, by the way, they're going to be doing a $1,000 entry, $10,000 added, one pocket, the 30th, 1st, and 2nd. So they're going to be doing just a ton of stuff, and that's not including the hand shoot 9 balls ladies open. That's $5,000 added. So it's close to 50,000 altogether. I know that their plan is to have, I think, 2 tournament tables and 1 action table streamed. That's how I understand it. So
When is
as of
the
right now,
amateur? When's the amateur 9 ball?
no, I think it's all open. I don't think
I
there's
mean, open,
anything.
open 9 ball.
The 2nd and 3rd, and that'll be on bar boxes.
Hmm.
And that's
Excuse
actually
Bless
going
me.
to
you.
be at the same room where Tony and Alex are playing right now. So
Yeah,
um,
that's interesting. You got Rackham TV, or you got Pool Action TV there streaming that, and then you got Omega TV coming in right behind them. It's kind of neat.
yeah, I'm sure Ray loves that.
All right. Well, guys, it looks like Martin's not coming back, so I don't want to hold these 100 viewers up. They could be over at Pool Action TV watching the Alex Tony match or somewhere else. If we get the feedback up, we will come back online. If not, we will be back on tomorrow. We'll get some more coverage. It'll be down to the final 16, and we're going to keep covering it until they go to just that single table. And so, right now, just to give you guys an update, we have 81 entries in the um, contest to win 2 Jam Up jerseys. Remember, you get 5 entries for any $20 donated. The information's there on the bottom, also in a sticky. I know it's kind of tough to ask for a donation when our our feed dropped, but I just want to let you know your odds are
He's a
good. If
great
you've enjoyed
guy.
the coverage so far, your odds are good of getting one of those Jam Up Apparel competition jerseys. I actually have a graphic of that right here. It could be any style that you want. Damien was gracious enough to donate one, and then us, the Booth Brothers, we're going to donate a second one to you guys. So we're going to sign off now, and we will be back if we get something up, and if not, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much.